Welcome to Trending Niches episode number 22, and before we get started I do have a print-on-demand community server which is a bit like a Facebook group except it's on Discord. So if you want to join that, there will be a link in the description. It's completely free to join and you can chat amongst other subscribers, you can help each other out, and you can also ask me questions on there if you want to. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there, and I think we've got about 300 people in there, so let's try and get that number a bit higher. Trend number one is a topic which I already recommended to you a couple of weeks ago because I guessed it's going to do well when it comes closer to Christmas, and that is plaid patterns. And yes, I used to pronounce it wrong. I said plaid, but it is plaid. Sorry about that. And as you can see, this is a style that applies to tons of different niches. So it's not just Christmas trees that you can overlay this on, even though the best sellers are Christmas tree related and very basic sort of Merry Christmas text, which I wouldn't recommend selling because it's very unlikely we'll get sales that way. But if we scroll down a little bit, you can see we've got a truck right here with a plaid pattern overlay. It's still a really good BSR. We've got a tie, which does look really fun and is a great idea. It stands out in these search results because there's not many designs like it. We've got Boo Boo Crew, which is essentially alluding to nurses, and they've used a reindeer dressed up as a nurse right there, which is a cool cross niche idea. Once again, great BSR, 164k, selling multiple times a day, definitely. We've got a dinosaur right here, once again reindeer, occupational therapy, OT. So you can apply this to any different job title, you can apply it to different animals, hobbies, like there's lots of variety for this sort of niche to be entered. As you can see, just scrolling through, we've got lots and lots of different ideas and ways to approach the plaid trend right here. I hope you can come up with some cool ideas. Oh, I like this one. That's really interesting because candy cane is another Christmas topic that does really well, and they've very well used that tie idea and cross niched it with candy canes by adding that pocket right there. So really cool. Have fun with this one. If you want to learn how to overlay this plaid pattern onto multiple designs in bulk, then check out my recent video where I show you how to do that very easily for free using my designs. And if you still need to prove that evergreen niches are the best thing to sell when it comes to Q4 sales, then hunting, which is our second trend, definitely shows you that very obviously. Because there's so many t-shirts with a BSR below 100k. The best one even has a 17,000 BSR, which means it's getting probably like 100 plus sales every single day, which is crazy. So hunting, I know this is a very broad niche, but I do believe if you cross niche and sub niche successfully, you can still get sales in this sort of niche, especially during Q4 when the demand is so high. Some ideas include crossing it with American flags, which is really popular, so they're probably very little potential. But if we scroll down, we can see duckaholic, so there's different types of hunting. This is I guess duck hunting, duck shooting, I have no idea what you'd call it, but not everyone hunts for deer, even though most of these designs feature deer on them. So maybe have a look into different types of hunting. You could also cross the hunting niche with alcohol. I don't see a lot of designs that have beer on them. You could also, rather than using beer, which is quite commonly used, you could maybe cross hunting with whiskey or hunting with bourbon. I'll just give you a few more examples there. I'm pretty sure there will be a lot of hunters who also like alcohol of that kind. So just try and stand out, try and be creative, try and come up with some new cross niche ideas to try and stand out in this niche. And I've scrolled down for ages and we're still in the 300, 400k mark, which is still daily sales. So definitely high potential here, and it is the right time to enter this sort of niche if you get the right idea. Moving back to another seasonal trend, here we've got Hanukkah, which is happening from the 18th of December until the 26th of December. So this is sort of simultaneous to the Christmas trend, but more people will design for Christmas than they will for Hanukkah. So this is a bit more under the radar. It's still a big niche, don't get me wrong, but as we can see from the results, there is lots of cross niche opportunity. We've got a dinosaur, we've got a unicorn, we've got little gnomes right here, and it says Shalom gnomes as well. Shalom is definitely a good word to use within the Hanukkah niche because it's sort of a way for Jewish people to greet one another. We've got Hanukkah, What else can we see? More dinosaur designs. Keep the Han in Hanukkah. Definitely don't rip off Star Wars. This is a Star Wars character, so don't copy that design. Sloth right here. We've got more gnomes. We've got a llama. There's so many different ways you can cross this, and the word Hanukkah is very, very good for, well, adding other words too, like Lamaka, Hanukkah. You can probably think of more ideas. We've got a type of dinosaur right here, Menorosaurus, with an ugly Christmas sweater style, but for Hanukkah. So I guess it's an ugly Hanukkah sweater. So definitely some funny ideas right here of how to sell within the Hanukkah niche. And there's tons of designs doing well already, even though we're still a couple of weeks away from it. So this is a trend that's already starting to peak, and it's definitely worth entering at this moment in time. So I did also try to find a trend which is not as mainstream as some of the other ones, and I did come across the Krampus niche. Now this one, for anyone who doesn't know, is sort of a mystical figure in folklore. It says it comes out of Central and Eastern Alpine folklore. So there is a movie that's called Krampus, but I don't think that means you cannot enter this niche because it is like a folklore figure, right? You can't trademark that. And I did also check the deleted designs section on PODCS, and I didn't see any of these being deleted. I think there was maybe one half a year ago, and if there's just one design being deleted, that does not mean that the niche is not safe. If you see lots of designs being removed from Amazon on a regular basis, then that's an indicator that the niche is not safe. So Krampus is sort of related to Christmas. Well, it's described as a horned figure that scares children who have misbehaved during Christmas season, and that's why some of these designs are quite Christmas themed. But generally, I think this is an interesting niche to enter because it is doing pretty well. There's quite a lot of designs around the 100k mark, and not a lot of people will enter this compared to the mainstream Christmas niche. We've got some more intricate designs which would be harder to create, but there's also ugly Christmas sweaters like this one, which is fairly simple, and generally you could also make these quite funny. So I think I've seen one, I can't find it now, but I think I saw one that said babysitting services by Krampus, or Krampus offering babysitting services. This niche is a bit of a funny one, it's a bit of a strange one, but I do see some potential here because it's sort of simultaneous with the Christmas trend, and it is definitely under the radar. And next up, niche number 5 is another evergreen niche which is absolutely dominating the top of Merch by Amazon bestsellers at the moment. This one is anime, and it's the first row is going from 3,000 BSR, which is super low. I think this is one of the best selling shirts on Amazon at this moment, and it goes up to only 25k in the first row, which is still extraordinarily low. So this niche doing extremely well. I do understand it's a very broad niche and it's going to be hard to get sales in this niche, but I'm just reporting to you what's trending and where the customers are spending their money, so that you can try and find some sub niches or cross niche ideas and give customers a reason to buy your shirt whilst they're looking at this trend. There is lots of different ways to cross niche. As I often say, we can see some of the best sellers at cross niching anime, ramen and sketching, or anime, ramen and boba and sketching on top of that. So that's 4 niches in one design right there. I don't know if you can use the just a girl who loves phrase anymore. I deleted all of my designs a few months back because Amazon was deleting loads of those designs. Maybe there's a trademark being registered or it's gotten registered, I'm not certain. But you can use that same concept, think of different phrases or different ways to create designs which are crossing those topics or just similar topics. So you could, for example, do anime, ramen and gaming, video games. That's another way to combine multiple popular niches, what I always recommend to you, and get sales more easily that way. Now there's obviously also a lot of design examples here where we've got different animals. So the axolotl eating ramen right here, that's a very popular design style. I know they're hard to create, but Vexels has a lot of pre-made graphics in that same style. And if you don't want to just upload them as they are, you could, for example, use a vintage sunset, put the graphic in front of that, maybe even add a bit of a phrase to that, like I love axolotls and ramen, something like that, and then you've created a more unique design with the pre-made graphic from Vexels, just to give you an idea. And scrolling down further, I mean, I've gone down quite a bit, and we're still in the 100k BSR range, so this niche is extremely hot. I know it's high competition, but I'm pretty sure if you can be creative here, then you might pick up some sales during this Q4 trend of anime. Trend number 6 is our first one on Redbubble. This one is horse dad, like a regular dad, but cooler, which is a sort of common scalable design. And I've never thought to use it with a horse. I've often seen this for dogs and cats, but never for horses. So interesting phrase. It's very interesting to see that it's trending on Redbubble, and it only has 99 results, which is obviously really, really low competition. It's a nice little sub niche of horses. And if we look at the designs right here, there's a fair share of sort of text-based designs, very simple ones, but also a few with vintage sunsets and sort of nicer graphics. I do like this one quite a lot. It's got a nice, unique style. So interesting niche, worth entering, because the horse niche, while it's fairly competitive, does have this sort of trending phrase in it at the moment on Redbubble, and it probably won't just sell here, but it might also sell on other marketplaces. Next up, we've got "I'm not arguing with you, I'm explaining why I'm right," which is a very funny phrase that's trending on Redbubble at the moment. And there's a good few examples here of good text-based designs and also bad text-based designs. So I really like this one, which is a very rectangular shape, very easy to read, and they've added the boxes as well for words that they wanted to point out. So nice design style right there. This one on the sticker, don't like it too much because the text is just not really aligned to anything. Like, it moves about frame, it's not centrally aligned, it's not left aligned, so it just makes for a confusing layout that is harder to read and decipher, in my opinion. Then we've got these few right here, which once again follow the same pattern. This one is absolutely awful, can barely read that whatsoever. I do think this design is quite good. The text may be a bit close to one another, also really close to this box, which does hurt visibility or legibility, I should say. But overall, the idea of the design being like a square layout and arguing being highlighted, I think is pretty good. They've also made the word right, sort of an outline and a red color which highlights it again. Outline text is hard to read, so I'm not the biggest fan of that, but there's some good design principles being used in that text-based one. So yeah, just look through this niche, try and create some better designs than the ones that are already here. It's only got 112 results for a trending phrase. That's really good. Don't do what this person has done by uploading a white text design to the normal standard stickers. Just disable those and only enable the transparency option, which will make sure that they can actually read your sticker. If we click into this, we should get the option to change this to transparent. Yeah, there we go. And if we do that and it finally loads, as you can see, now you can read the text, and you have the option to disable matte and glossy in the back end while you're uploading. Niche number 8 is "Sorry I'm late, I saw a cat," which is a funny cat sub-niche. It's got 340 results and some nice sort of vintage sunset designs. I like that one with the cat sort of peeking around the corner. Got some more sunsets, some text-based ones. This one's fairly basic, but it actually looks quite decent, I think. Quite cool, suits the niche. Fairly small cat niche, considering we're on Redbubble, and most cat niches or sub niches will be very, very big. And this one's also trending, which helps. Someone done the same design idea right here and said, "Sorry I'm late, I saw a dog." So you could apply that same phrase to other animal niches and probably see success with it as well. So have fun designing for this one. It's a very simple one, and it could get you some sales right now on Redbubble. And moving on from that, we've got another animal niche, or trend I should say. This one is "most likely to decorate her dog." And I have seen quite a few variations of the phrase "most likely to," but I hadn't seen "decorate her dog" before. And this one has got very low results and it is trending. So really, really great one to enter. If you've already got a design template, then you can easily just add another one to your library and upload it. Probably also works for cats once again, or other pets that people would put a costume on, because that's what it's all about. I know a lot of people who like dressing up their pets and making them look sort of festive according to the season, or well, festivities that are happening very soon. So cool little variation of that Christmas trend. Most likely to decorate her dog. One very easy method to get more sales and to also enter more evergreen niches is to create scalable designs. And to help you out with this topic, I created this video right here where I share 100 scalable niches with you, as well as some tips and tricks of how to find them.